Again.
I've done a lot of that.
Oh, well done. You did it well. Okay, we're videoing. Everyone has to look up and look gorgeous.
Oh no. You want to be my friend, don't you?
Hello. Our little shy one. We're videoing, so you've got to look at me and look gorgeous. Look at me, look at me. Whoops. Kay's turned away. Hello, Will.
Hello.
Kay, look at me. No fracking way. Hello, gorgeous.
No fracking way. No fracking way.
That's all I know. I'm videoing. We've got, well done. We've got the sound on. Hello, Joycey. What are you going to say? No fracking way?
No, well I've got it. I can't remember all that.
No.
No gas.
No gas. Now we have to come over this side. Ooh. Oh, look, we've got more men.
Sorry, darling.
That's all right. Still filming. It's only one line. Who is it? You're very familiar. It's the man who talks.
I've got something to share.
Well, seeing I'm filming, I better film you. Okay.
Well, can I talk?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, see, me and some friends went down to Canberra at the beginning.
Do you mind
of
if I video?
No, not at all. Before this whole thing started. And we had the good fortune to communicate with a few people. And we put forward the case for the Water Trigger Act.
Yeah.
I won't go into who and what and how. The most important thing is that at the same time we informed with the particular documents Tony Windsor.
We'll just move over, sorry.
Yep, Tony Windsor,
Yeah.
Rob Oakeshott, and of course our local member Janelle, or she was then we've lost her.
Yep.
And then they, as they held the balance of power in government at that time,
Yeah.
at least for one short period, they were effectively the two most powerful, politicians
Yeah.
in the country, because they could have walked away from the Labor Party and left them, where, somewhere like that. And the as they were the ones who championed the Water Trigger Act. The Labor Party would never have done it. The Liberal Party, their first response was, oh, this is unconstitutional. But as a result of those people championing the Act, we got the Water Trigger Act, right? It's another layer to the Environmental Protection Act.
Yeah.
It's very important because people have wanted another level, a federal level to the Water Act since Federation, so it finally happened.
Yeah.
We know that it had a lot to be desired, so it was particularly tailored for the burgeoning movement against coal seam gas and coal itself.
Yeah.
And that's the way the Act's been tailored, which is far cry from what we would have wanted, but it's better to have that federal layer in there than not have it.
Yep.
And at that point, I went up to see Tony Windsor in Armidale,
Yeah.
because he'd mentioned in the paper that he wasn't satisfied, and we had a long meeting with him and a few old friends, and I said, I'd actually spelt out what the community had done and everything else. And at the time, the backdrop to that was, of course, Mr. McDonald and Mr. Obeid nationwide on the TV and every tabloid, So when it was revealed to Tony Windsor that actually Met Gasco had been busted for at least 3 or 4 crimes by the Environmental Protection Agency of New South Wales, who responded by then giving them a carte blanche to do what they like, right? A special dispensation. The scandal, we got from the Hansard record, the whole story of your mate here,
Yeah.
and his son and everything.
Yeah.
And so Tony Windsor, he just grabbed us by the arm and gave us the big old farmer's hug and said, watch this space. And 7 days later, all the companies were gone from Western Sydney and the Northern Rivers.
Right.
Even the people up at the blockades were going, what happened?
Yep.
What happened? And that's what happened.
Right, okay.
So it's the greatest story never told.
Yeah.
And I'm claiming it.
You are. And can I put it on the Knitting Nana site?
Oh, please do.
Good.
Because what I want... But,
Oh, good.
But so I'm just here thumping my chest because no one knows.
Yeah.
But more... Doug Ferguson. But
Is it
more,
Richard Dean? Are you?
No.
That's it.
But more to the point, and what I want the community to understand
Yeah.
is that we have post-2011 Rob Koyman et al., who they demonstrated that the Northern Rivers was in fact the most, and this is the line, folks, the most exalted, get it wrong when I want to say it, the most exalted genetic landscape on the Australian continent.
Yeah.
And you know, it was proved to be a refugia, which means that it was not subject to the climatic oscillations during the late Pleistocene, or what people colloquially call the Ice Ages.
Yep.
That's a refugia. When everything else was burning and all the forests were retreating to the coast, the arms of our caldera were holding all this in, you know, and I have the reports that can demonstrate that from the world experts. In fact, it's already on the Hansard record in New South Wales. Hasn't been put there for 2 years, you know, so it's not that the politicians weren't told. They were told verbatim what the situation is.
Right.
But I'm just hoping that the community, we have one hell of an argument. You know what I mean? Like, to damage the northern rivers is similar to willfully dynamiting Uluru.
Yes.
And we're also, according to Rob Koyman and David Millage, you know, the hottest of the hotspots. Now, the 35th UNESCO hotspot, which only came about at the end of 2011, I think, or 2011, stretches, it's a thin strip, it stretches from the north up there in the tropics, Queensland, all the way down to the Hunter, and it takes in a large section of the New England Plateau, which is actually a very small part of Australia, but it's, and the prerequisites are over 1,500 species, which we have, vascular plants and counting, I might add that counting. Yeah, well, it's hard, you know, when you count fluffy creatures and bugs and things, it's hard to ever beat the count for the neotropics, but, and I don't actually have it all here in my head, but I have the document that's been read out and written by the world experts to demonstrate that, and I should get that across to you at some point, so that perhaps you could put that on your site too, because we need to come together as a community, which we have. God bless the Northern Rivers. You know, we've got so much on our plate and had so much on our plate. But we need to understand that the basis of our argument is simply that. All the studies have been done. There's no place in the country, not even Kakadu or any of the others, that can stand up to us when it comes to terms of genetic diversity. Why would you destroy it? And it was also said in the paper, I think in November last year, we are the 5th most diverse economy in Australia, which for a little community such as ours, it's an awesome achievement. You know? And when that's what I basically wanted to say. I just want everybody to get their head, you know, the line is we're the most exalted genetic landscape on the Australian continent.
Well, there you go. Thank you so much, Doug.
And
stop.
this is another issue.